Cracked and crumbled, two words that may best describe headstones at this historic cemetery in North St. Louis County. Washington Park Cemetery in Berkeley has been around for a century, and tonight families there say decades of neglect is enough. It's so bad one family has to continually mark where their great-great-grandmother is buried. Tonight, Only News 4's Ashley Lincoln finds out what's being done to save the future of those now departed.
I feel sadness. It's dishonoring.
Young's grandmother's grave is one of thousands that's damaged at Washington Park Cemetery.
It just makes me wonder, what can we do as a community?
Because of overgrowth, he can't reach the grave of his other great-great-grandmother.
It makes me want to cry.
For years, News 4 has been documenting the anger and concerns about the conditions at this cemetery, sandwiched between I-70, 170, and Natural Bridge. It's been here since 1920.
These people have the audacity to disrespect basically black people.
Local leaders say decades of bad decisions by city and county leaders have destroyed the historical integrity of this cemetery.
There's kind of a pattern with African American cemeteries, and in some ways it feels like there's an erasure that's happening.
1950s, you know, the cemetery was taken and the grave was paved over for construction of I-70.
And in the 70s, part of the property was needed to make way for the airport expansion. And by the 1990s, the Metrolink needed a portion of the property to construct their transit system.
A total between 12,000 and 13,000 bodies were dug up and moved and lost to poor record keeping.
There's not been a burial here since 1991. And in 2020, a judge ordered the removal of privately owned billboards that once lined the cemetery. News 4 found thousands of dollars in back taxes is owed on the property. The current owner inherited the situation ignored by past owners. And that's where State Senator Brian Williams steps in, now helping with restoring the cemetery.
We have a historic black cemetery that falls right in the middle of my district, a multi-year effort to turn the cemetery into a North St. Louis County heritage site. We're committed to doing that until a permanent ownership structure can be established.
Last year, volunteers launched a 100-year anniversary project. They've been out doing cleanups and outreach efforts to bring awareness to the issues. But much remains to be done, and it looks like it'll take outside partners to pay the back taxes.
You don't really want it to be one particular owner. You really want it to have maybe a governance board that would be able to maintain a high level of accountability to keep the cemetery clean and ultimately in a place that it deserves to be in.
I just hope everybody can get on board and see the urgency of what needs to happen.
In Berkeley, Ashley Lincoln.
I think there are some amazing minds on this project.
News 4.
Well, we found the city of Berkeley was in talks to purchase that cemetery in 2019. However, the deal fell through after the city says St. Louis County wanted too much oversight. MoDOT is also looking into restoring part of the cemetery since it does run along I-70.